Hello there, this is where we get to flow and give you all you need to know. Excitement that'll make your mind blow with so much more. Even though you do not go, we're going to make your footballing IQ grow. You know why I'm telling you so? Because it is the Super Eagles Watch podcast show brought to you by the exciting brand Hot Sports, live from the HS studios in Ikeja, Lagos. My name is Chuma Nnoli, delighted to be driving this one a few days after the debacle around Nigeria's Super Eagles and their experiences in Libya. I'm delighted to be by the side of my man, as always, Wale Adigun. What's up, bro? And compliments of the international football season.
Oh, yeah. We're finally done with it, but we have tales to tell.
We really do have tales. Hopefully not by moonlight this time around. All right, so it happened, and last time I and you were here together, we were speaking about the fact that our guys were expected to return to the country and all that. Since then, they have returned to the country, and we know that game is no longer taking place. In fact, there's been action in Nigeria's group already. Benin Republic losing to Rwanda by 2-1, meaning the Super Eagles are still top of their group, despite playing a game less. How does that make you feel, man?
Oh, yeah, it makes me feel very good that we're still not under threat in terms of the qualification. Although it was under threat because Benin actually scored first in Kigali, you know, and Rwanda turned it around, did us a bit of a favor, in as much as I thought if Benin had even won, we'll still be fine at the end. But it just tells you that, you know, whatever has happened in Libya, we're still in a very, very strong position, and that makes me really feel good. Although it's unfortunate that we have to go to November and still think of qualification, which I think is still sure. In as much as other African countries, you know, did punch their tickets, I would have loved if Nigeria also had punched theirs in the month of October. Yeah,
and then, you know, we're used to this new thing on again or raw back then where we say we qualified with a game to spare. I think we qualified with two games to spare. Really, no despair though around the place for Nigeria Super Eagles, who are still ready to prepare for this round of matches in November. Let's focus on the reality of the situation now, because it's either that game in hand will be played at a time, or the point to be awarded to either Nigeria or Libya. Where do we stand, man, as to the reality of the situation now? Our guys are back in the country. CAF have set up a committee. We're here. Where are we?
So where we are right now is what CAF has done, has constituted a disciplinary panel led by Ousmane Kani, Senegalese. There are a couple of other people in there, a Kenyan, Onyango. We have an Egyptian in there. We have people from Sierra Leone. It's a fantastic committee, and they want to decide, you know, if Libya did not fulfill its duties as a host nation. They also want to determine if Nigeria and the Super Eagles were really in a state of mind not fit enough to play or go ahead with the qualifier, and a lot of other factors, and you get a feeling it's going to take a bit of a time for them to arrive at a decision. So if you're expecting some swift decision, you won't get it right now, because there's going to be a lot of back and forth, and Nigeria will be providing evidence. Libya as well will be providing evidence as well. But I get a feeling that this game won't be played anymore, because it is going to be a logistical nightmare for CAF. Where on the calendar are you going to fix this? November, you have 2 more qualifiers. December, players will have to be with their clubs. Next year as well, the World Cup qualifiers come into town. So trust me, you're going to have boardroom points awarded here. Will it go to Nigeria? I hope it goes to Nigeria, because, I mean, it's crystal clear that the Libyans were faulting here. But stranger things have happened. Because I also remember that on match day, or supposed match day, the Libyans were even on their way to the stadium for kickoff or to walk over the game.
That's what they were hoping they could get,
until CAF released that statement and said, hey, this game will not be played. You know, so it's going to be an interesting next few weeks. You're going to get a lot of blame game here and there, back and forth. But I'm hoping that at the end, that CAF can send a very, 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 very big statement to the rest of the continent that what Libya have done can never be tolerated as far as football is concerned.
Well, we're hoping that that statement, a very strong one for that matter, will be made in hopefully the coming days, weeks or months, depending on how long it takes this panel to come through with the Super Eagles Watch podcast. And you can subscribe to our channel, Hot Sports NG, on YouTube. Please just click on that subscribe button, and let's together keep developing and growing Nigerian football, which is our priority over here. Also, we are on other social media platforms, X and Instagram. It is Hot Sports NG. Thank you so much. I'll be thanking ourselves later because right here you'll get your worth for your data. Moving forward, which is my priority now with you, I'm wondering what exactly you would love to see CAF do as to direct sanction as quickly as you can before we speak about African countries that have qualified.
All eyes on CAF here, not just for Africa but globally, because this story, this news went across the continent, over the continent. I was speaking to the Director of Communications and FF, Dr. Ademola Alaji, and he said, hey, they've gotten support from different parts of the world. Shea Adebayo, Aubameyang, you've seen this on Sky Sports, you've seen this on the Daily Mail. So the rest of the world, even FIFA is keeping an eye on CAF and saying, what are you going to do? So I'm sure CAF are very much aware of that with the leadership of Patrice Motsepe. So I'm expecting very tough sanctions. First of all, I expect Libya not to host any home games in the near future, because I mean it's a country that's got two separate governments, one in the east, one in the west. You know, one in Tripoli, one in Benghazi. So how a country that has not hosted home games in a while suddenly we're allowed to start hosting games? CAF also has to look at that. So I'm expecting that Libya don't play home games for a while right now on home turf, and I'm expecting that they be stripped of the 3 points and even 3 goals awarded to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. That's all I'm expecting.
Amazing stuff, man. Speaking about expectations, we are seeing 24 teams that will compete in the Nations Cup in Morocco next year. Several countries have started qualifying for that. The host, naturally, of course, got a pass into the tournament. But we've seen Cameroon, 10 points, enough for them to qualify. Algeria, 12 points. Burkina Faso, one of the first to qualify after the host Morocco. How does this make you feel? Because we want to see the creme de la creme of national teams in the biggest football event on the continent. There's a fear, though, that the Black Stars may not qualify. As things stand, they have just 2 points in the group. They are whooping 10 points behind the team on top of their group, and they are 5 points behind the team that are second, with 2 more round of matches to go for the Black Stars.
Mathematically, they are still very much in it. Interestingly, they got beat in Libya. By Sudan, 2 goals to 0. Something is definitely wrong with the Ghanaian Blacks. How they can figure it out. I love it when you go to the Afcon and the best of the best are in there, because in tournaments like this, the best of the best have to congregate for you to enjoy the tournament. Cameroon seem to have recovered from the FECAFOOT and the Sports Ministry, Bohaha, Samuel Eto'o, and the ministry seem to have at least sheathed their swords right now.
And it's funny, sorry, I'm adding my thoughts to this, but it's funny that now Eto'o has been suspended for like 6 months by FIFA for 1 or 2 issues. Cameroon are winning matches even without him being in the helm of affairs as president at the moment. Yeah,
but we also know that FECAFOOT are still fighting FIFA and saying that, hey, that's a wrong decision, and we're still going to probably appeal that decision. But knowing Eto'o for who he is, I'm sure he's still very much involved in what's happening. So I'm happy for them. Algeria look like they're regenerating, but these OGs are still in there, led by Riyad Mahrez. I think they have a new manager. I'm not sure Jel Belmadi is still very much in there, but keep an eye on DR Congo. They did some good stuff at the last Afcon. They played some good stuff, and they've continued. You know, in qualifying, they looked very good. And I think you also have got South Africa also almost there. Ivory Coast stumbled a bit, lost you know, to Sierra Leone 1-0. But the former champion Senegal looked good against Malawi in Lilongwe, you know, with Sadio Mane scoring that late goal. Like it or not, Mane might not be in mainstream football, but in African football, it's still a factor, a very huge factor. But it'll be interesting to see how they play around Aliou who is leaving, and most likely is not taking them to the Afcon as well.
Yeah, indeed, because they opted not to extend his contract. Mane has been with them for all of these years and won the Nations Cup with them. For Afcon 2021, we will not forget that in a hurry. We wished it was Nigeria's Super Eagles getting Afcon 2023 that took place in early 2024. However, we have a chance to rectify our mistakes of 2024 when we have the competition come alive in Morocco in December 2025. Well, as we get ready to wrap things up, I'll just remind the amazing viewer right now that this is where you want to click on that subscribe button. You know, and of course, go on with what we have, because I and Wale will keep coming through for more editions of the Super Eagles Watch podcast with Hot Sports live from the HS studios in Ikeja. And trust me, there are things to come your way too, beyond the exclusive content, those high profile interviews too with your favorite stars we'll be having for you on this platform. Now, that 2025 Nations Cup is still fast motion.
Still solid 14 months.
Yes, sir. But are you scared? When Nigeria travels in November for the Afcon qualifiers, we have an away game against Benin Republic. Benin don't play at home though. They play at home away from home
Yeah.
on a neutral turf.
I think playing Ivory Coast.
Does that give us a bit of an easy mind? Because I'm sure that Nigerians now will be looking forward to any time Nigeria's Super Eagles want to travel for an away game based on what we experienced with Libya.
I think if you look at the trend of the qualifiers, you've seen a lot of away teams get results, and why? The home teams are not playing at home. They're playing on neutral grounds, and when you play on a neutral ground, it's like a 50-50. You don't have your home crowd, you don't have your home turf.
Right.
So it evens things. So when Nigeria play Benin Republic, I'm expecting us to get a result. Remember, Benin beat us in World Cup qualifying, and we're very convincing at that. But I like the fact that they came to our home turf for the Afcon qualifiers, and we were very authoritative to beat them. So I'm hoping. But crucially, I also want to see how other welcoming host teams welcome teams now that we've seen what happened in Libya. I hope this can be a landmark situation that ensures that any home country welcoming a visiting team can be very much more hospitable. You know, I know there are antics. I know there should be there are dark arts. We know that, but there's a line you don't cross. Libya crossed the line. Yeah,
that has to do with life and death, really. That you have to prioritize because there's more to life than just football, really. But we enjoyed this one, having the conversation on the Super Eagles Watch podcast. We'll be back in the coming days with more excitement for you. Chuma and Wale doing this one, and I'll see you next time. Just to leave you with these words: in life, to be an achiever, you must have the lever to deliver. So never let trials make you shiver or give you fever, because the devil is a deceiver. But have faith that flows like a river and confidence in your quiver. And I assure you that God, who's the chief giver, will make you his #1 receiver. This will come your way only if you're a believer. Keep believing. Take care.